Cristina Alger, your new book is called The Darlings. Tell me about it.
The Darlings is a financial thriller and a family drama that turns around Carter Darling, who's the CEO of a fund of funds, and his family and the firm get embroiled in a scandal that threatened to destroy the firm and take the family down with it.
Now, you are a former Goldman Sachs employee. How much of your real-life experiences are in the book?
Well, it was certainly helpful to have a financial background, and I was a practicing attorney as well, so I had a legal background, which I drew from pretty heavily in the book.
Now, this book takes place in a post-Lehman Brothers environment. How much different is it now than during the Sex and the City environment?
Well, I think it's very different. I think it was a really dramatic time in New York. A lot of people were losing jobs, and there was I think a real sense of, impending doom on Wall Street, so I tried to capture that in the book.
Now, do you feel that people on Main Street should have sympathy for people like the Darlings or investment bankers who lose their jobs?
Well, that's a good question. I tried to humanize my characters a little bit and try and get into their minds and see what the motivations might have been for them acting the way they did. So I'm not saying anyone should have sympathy for anyone, but I did try and draw them sympathetically as best I could. So
we've seen a lot of financial thrillers lately. We've seen the movie Margin Call and the TV movie Too Big to Fail. How accessible is Wall Street to Main Street in terms of its viewing and its reading nowadays?
I think it's becoming a lot more accessible. I think people have been following the headlines for a few years now, and so they're comfortable with kind of the basic jargon, and the stories feel familiar, and so I think hopefully we'll see a lot more stories. I think it's a really exciting area, so it's fun to read about it.
Now, a lot of people are calling your book similar to the Bonfire of the Vanities in the way that it kind of describes New York at this period. Do you agree with that?
It's very flattering. It's one of my favorite books. But I think it tries to capture New York in a moment in time, which is what the Bonfire of the Vanities did really well. So, I'm very grateful for the comparison.
Well, Bonfire turned into a movie. Any plans to write a screenplay based off the Darlings?
I would love to. So we will see. Fingers crossed.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.